To Tech Brothers with Amit. Today we are going to learn how to use Windows event log type in SSIS package. In SSIS package we have different types of login available to us. We can write our log information to the text file, XML file, SQL Server table. We can write Windows event log or even Windows event viewer, and then we can also create the trace file for SQL Server Profiler to see the error or troubleshoot our SSIS package in case error happen. Now in this case we need to configure Windows event log type in SSIS package. So go to the SSDT SQL Server Data Tool or BIDS and then create an SSIS package. I have already created one SSIS package, so I'm going to enable the logging. Now I'm going to the control flow pane, right click here and go to logging, or I can go here in SSIS and click and go to logging. On the left side I have containers that can have data flow, execute SQL task, send mail task, script task, file system task, and other different containers, maybe for each loop container. And then here on details we have events on which events that we want to put in our log file, or if we are using Windows event log in the Windows event viewer. So that's where we can select those events that we want to log. Here I don't recommend selecting everything, so select some of them that really you feel you need them, maybe on error, on failure, on pre-execution and post-execution and such like that. Now on each of the container you have events. They can be kind of maybe some of them are matching, like on error is available on package level as well as on the data flow level. But there could be events they are only specific to the containers. If you have execute SQL task that executes SQL queries and store procedures and return us some values in the variables, that might have some events they are not available on the data flow task. So take a look, read the description, and then select the events what are required for each of the container or the executable. I'm selecting some random, but mostly I always select on task failed, on error, on post execution, on pre-execution and validation. So if on validation or pre-execution error happen, I can have the information. Now go to the package level and then go to the provider types. So we have 5 different types of provider, as I told earlier, and here in this case we are going to select Windows event log. Once we select that one and hit add button, we can enable it. In other configuration we always have to have configure it. In text file we have to create the connection manager for text file. For XML we have to create the connection for XML, and for SQL Server table we have to make a connection to the SQL Server database, and for trace file we have to create also path, or we have to tell where the file is going to be, so we can put the information. Here when we enable this one, it automatically knows that the package needs to put the information into the Windows event. It is going to use the Windows event log, and it will be putting information in Windows event viewers. So on any system wherever you are going to run the package, it is going to put the information on that Windows event viewer. And now we are all good. We can go and enable it. Here let me hit and then hit OK. If we run this one, then the information will be put in the event viewer, and we can take a look. Start the package, stop your package. Now go to the event, excuse me. So I have a Windows 8.1, so it's a little different interface. You might have a Windows 7, so you will have start button, and then you have to go and search for event viewer. So I have event viewer logs. Once it will open this one, I will go to the Windows logs, and then under that I will go to the applications. and then what I see here, all the log information is put here. It's called SQL Package 110. As my version of SSIS is 2014, and that's what it will be. If you have older version, you will have a package 90, package 100, and depending on the version, this number does change. So that's how you can take a look, but it will stay the same SQL package. That will be in the source, and then you will have other information. Once you click on anything, what is going to happen, you will see all those details. So let's take a look on one of the detail. So what we have here, we have event name on post execution, we have message and operator, we have source, we have source ID, execution ID, start time, end time, and data code. So if you guys remember, when we enable SQL Server login, these are the columns we have in the table, and there is a couple extra columns. We have a message, and one is called data bytes. That's columns are here. If you see this one, this can be used as a message. And let's click on one of here and detail. If we go on detail, so let's see what it has. So it tells us which computer, application, and all that, and we can take an XML view if we want to take a look in the XML. If we want to take a friendly, that's more textual, we can take a look in that one. So this information is here on different events, or actually different event information is here, and we can take a look here. It is shown as one of the error. They say a variable was not found in the this variable collection may not exist and all that, because I was using this variable and for one of the expressions, and I deleted the variable, and still the expressions could be there on the connection manager, and that's what the error is. So I can go into detail if I want to take a look. Okay, so it's telling me the variable is not found, but I don't really see this interface or having their permissions on Windows event viewer, and going and digging into this information. So what I have used in my different projects, I have used the text file with the date time added to them. I have used some of XML, but not whole lot, and some SQL Server login that I have used it. But still, for me, what's the best way I have done or I have used is a text file. So they create a shared directory for you, for the developers, and each time your package runs, you create a file with the date time, and that's how you keep login. And whenever the developer need to take a look, they can always open it, and they don't have to have specific permissions on the Windows event viewer. They don't have to have permission on the SQL Server table and all those kind of thing if they are using SQL Server login type. So that's it for this demo. I'm gonna go ahead and create a next video for the permissions, what type of permissions are required to see the log information. So in that one, you will be able to find a different type of login and what permissions that developers need to see that information. Thanks very much for watching.